this is the Dull Edge, with us asking, answering the questions that nobody cares to ask, and we're just answering because we have opinions. And yeah, so I'm Bobby.
And I'm Shay.
And
today we're going to be talking about why we decided on the Dull Edge for the name of the podcast.
Yeah, and I guess what this is about, because it's the first one. So I think Quentin actually thought of the Dull Edge.
Yeah.
First off, just because so the most simple basic is the Dull Edge, because these questions are just nothingness. And we're also we know each other because of fencing is the most basic part.
Because of your brother, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Through him. So that's the most basic part. But I think the Dull Edge, because there's the true edge and then there's the false edge on the rapiers. I guess on all swords, right?
Yeah, on all swords. I mean, it's the leading edge of your knuckles. So when you're striking or when you're pointing or something with your sword, it's the leading edge where you grip.
Yeah. So there isn't really a dull edge on a sword. I mean, they can be dull. So it would be
yeah,
dull
it depends on the sword. So the back of a saber or the back of a katana, they're both going to be dull. But the swords that you and I are fighting with, rapiers, no, they're sharp on both sides. But the effective side, the true edge, is still on that leading knuckle edge. And so the back side we call the false edge or the dull edge, even though it's not actually dull. Yeah.
Just to be official, we don't fight with actually sharp things.
No, we don't.
Yeah. And by fencing, we mean more the musketeers fencing, not like Olympic. So it's not like the whippity whip.
It's not a foil. It's a rapier. So it's a slower fight. It's got a lot of technique to it rather than just fly fishing, which is how I view Olympic fencing.
It really is, though.
Yeah.
Sorry if you Olympic fence.
No, it's totally cool. Those people are incredibly fast and super skilled, but they don't do a whole lot of swordplay. I've been watching Olympic fights lately, and it's not at all like what we do.
No.
So.
And we're also on the cusp of LARPing, which is live action role play, because we all have fake names. And which I didn't even use mine. Shay uses hers often.
I use it all the time. I got to thinking about that the other day, actually, because the majority of people that I actively talk to in my life, they refer to me by my fencing name, by Shay.
Oh, freak.
And it's pretty much only family that calls me by my birth name.
Does that bother you?
Not at all.
Would you prefer this name instead of your other name?
No, I wouldn't say I prefer it instead of my birth name, but I do. It helps me remember where I am. I don't know if that makes sense at all.
Maybe.
Because when people are calling me by my birth name, it's going to be a much more personal environment for sure, family and close, experiences like that, like church or whatever. But when I'm out and doing things, especially when I'm out in public, I would much prefer to be known as Shay.
Yeah.
Just because
you just having that barrier.
Barrier.
Yeah.
That, and it's also easier to remember to be nice when people are calling me Shay.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
You'd be more nice if they called you Shay than if you were your original?
Yeah, I think so too. Just because you talk about the LARPing, the Shay thing for me is it's the best version of myself that I can give to other people.
That's true.
So it kind of helps me remember my purpose and things like that. So if people are calling me Shay, obviously I'm going to be in a service mode mindset and that kind of thing. So it just helps me remember to be human.
That's fair. And in case you're wondering, my fencing name is Ren, but I don't go by Ren unless I'm here, because I don't deal with a lot of, I don't know, why do you use your, do you go out into the world, to your karate kids, her kids do karate, do you tell them,
no,
oh, I'm Shay, or do you tell them you're original?
No, because that's
that's too close to home?
No, it's more of my legal name.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. So if I'm dealing with their teachers and stuff, they need to know what my legal name is.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You're saying you just have done enough fencing stuff that you've introduced people as Shay that's it.
I've been Shay for half of my life. More than half of my life at this point.
All right.
So it's almost like wearing a glove. I don't know if that makes sense. Or
for sure.
Or something even something you wear more often than even that, your favorite jacket.
Yeah.
So wearing that name is familiar to me, as familiar to me as my own name.
All right.
So yeah, and it's easier for me to deal with.
Yeah.
That way for me. I know that's probably weird for a lot of people, but
it's good.
Anyway, so Dull Edge. But okay, so here's my question. I wanted to go on with that though. I mean, I joined fencing forever ago because of a stupid boy, right? You know that story.
You?
Yes.
So it wasn't that one guy, was it?
Which one guy?
Oh frick, what is his name? Fenton?
No.
So I'm that guy seems like a hoe.
Oh my goodness.
Is it?
No.
Who is he? There was someone out there that you're like, that guy touches women in a polite way.
Oh my word.
In a polite way.
I don't even know who you're talking about. That's
I'll ask Quentin and he'll tell me.
You're so funny. I don't know who you're even talking about. No. So it was, I mean, I've always loved fencing. So like I grew up watching like Zorro, and I grew up watching, Robin Hood, and I always wanted to go hang out with the merry men in Sherrywood. Sherrywood. They're drunk. Sherwood.
Oh my gosh. Sherwood. You can do this. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to make it. Anyway, so like I loved all that kind of stuff, but there was never any like environment for girls to go and do that. So this guy in high school that I thought I liked and totally didn't, he said, hey, I found this fencing group. Do you want to come? I'm like, absolutely. So I was dating him. We came and we fenced. He turned out to be a total monkey of a human being, and he left, and I got to keep the fencing group.
Oh, great. So he just left because he was like, this is boring, see you later. And you were like,
no. So,
or he moved away and you were like,
no, he went on a mission. And then when he came back, he came here to fencing, and we were still dating, right?
Sure.
And he came and he told everybody that I wasn't good enough for him.
Wow.
I know. Great human being, right? Such a great person. Anyway, so, but all of the fencers were like, no. So,
inaccurate.
I got to keep the fencers, but they also kept me in turn, which I think was really nice of them.
That is super nice.
That's how I joined. And I didn't meet your brother until much later because, like he joined after I got married and had kids and stuff, so I wasn't fencing.
Right, in your break time?
Yeah, my break time. And then when I came back, I met your brother. Yeah. And so that's how I knew him.
Yeah.
And obviously you know your brother because he's your brother.
And then I just joined one day because I got mad. When I was showing up for some reason. I can't even remember. I think Quentin made a comment where he's like, it'd be cool if like family came or something. I don't remember. I started showing up for a few weeks, and then someone started doing fencing, and it made me mad that I was like, just do it. Just do that. Just do what they're telling you to do. And then I was like, give me a try. I'm going to try it. And I tried it, and then I started, and then it's been a rough ride since. But yeah.
A rough ride?
Yeah,
why do you say that? Why a rough ride?
Mentally, like, I get the blocks when I get frustrated. I end up crying, and then that's really embarrassing in front of anybody. Yeah.
We should have a whole thing about mental blocks. That'd be something interesting to talk about maybe someday.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Add it to the list.
So
anyways, if you have, I guess before I end it, did you have anything else?
Go ahead. That's why it's called the Dulwich.
That's it. So if you have any questions for us, since this is the first go, feel free to ask, and we'll bring it up in a different one in the future podcast. And give us a follow. And I don't know after that.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.